So, weiter geht's mit Genshin. 4.3, nee, 4.2. Nee, doch, 4.3, oder? Was haben wir jetzt? Nee, 4.3 haben wir. Gut. Ja, Roses and Muskets Update. Was, glaube ich, eine Anspielung an Guns N' Roses von, ich habe keine Ahnung, welche Band ist. Metallica? Irgendwie sowas Oldschool-mäßiges, man gehört haben sollte. Ich google mal ganz kurz. Guns N' Roses? Oder heißt die Band heißt einfach so? Band heißt so. Oh, okay. Dann habe ich nichts gesagt. Okay, die Band heißt aber Guns N' Roses. Gut. Ist nicht meine Musikrichtung, glaube ich. Und nicht meine Zeit. Und ich habe bis zum Internetzeitalter, zumindest für mich, sehr wenig mit Musik am Hut gehabt. Aber gut, ja. Ich könnte jetzt Navias Quest anfangen, ich könnte jetzt aber auch das Event anfangen. Achso, nebenbei, ich habe irgendwie eine komische Statue von Zhongli in irgendeinem Quant eingesammelt, weil ist so. Ich habe Navias Quest angenommen. Es gibt zigtausend neue Karten. Ich habe jetzt schon keiner mehr, welche Karte was macht. Ich habe die Dinger schon gespielt. Ich überlege gerade Navia. Hatte ich die aufgenommen, wie ich sie gespielt habe? Ich glaube nicht. Ist jetzt auch nicht so besonders. Sie hatte guten Damage rausgehauen. Aber ist halt Burst Damage quasi. Was hatte ich gesehen? 120.000 oder 130.000 Geo-Damage. Ja. Ist halt für Quickswap, glaube ich, ganz okay. Aber ist jetzt nicht wirklich so das, was ich jetzt unbedingt selber haben wollen würde oder müsste. Ich habe genug Geo, Leute. Ich habe Ito und Noelle, die stärker ist, wenn sie mit Furina zusammengepaart wird. Aber ansonsten ist Ito besser. Im komplett Mono-Geo. Ich glaube, im Mono-Geo ist Ito auf gleichem Level wie Furina und Noelle. Aber gut, was soll's. Ja, dementsprechend wird es wahrscheinlich jetzt mal das Event-Ding hier sein. Ich habe es markiert, ich bin noch nicht hingeportet, weil der Teleporter genau daneben ist. Irgendwie, also ja, ich wollte nicht direkt reinspawnen. Und Palman hat natürlich wieder losgebrabbelt, deswegen gehe ich mal ganz kurz auf die Monitor Capture und blende mal kurz die Screenshots ein. Roses and Muskets ist übrigens am Donnerstag, glaube ich, gestartet und nicht am Mittwoch. Naja. Hey, have you seen the Steambird? It seems Fontaine has been celebrating some kind of festival recently. Things are looking pretty lively in the square, they even changed the banners. Ja, ich habe mich noch nicht großartig umgeguckt diese Woche in Fontaine. Ich glaube noch gar nicht. Ich glaube, ich war beim Steambird, weil ich dachte, dass da die Quest wäre. Aber da ist auch eine Quest, glaube ich sogar. Aber das gucke ich dann später an. Ja. Gut. Das erste Bild. Nächstes Bild. Huh, there are a lot of people holding cameras. Oh, and they've got candy and snacks too. Looks like everyone's having a good time. Let's go have a look for ourselves. Gut, wieder auf die Genshin-Szene. Screenshots clearen und hinporten. Ich habe bis gerade eben übrigens noch Dingens aufgenommen. Ori, wir haben 20 vor 2. Montagmorgen, erster Weihnachtstag. Also. Oh, ich habe sogar sicher hinporten können. Oh, was zum Teufel? Ja, hier ist ein bisschen was los. Das ist ein bisschen geschmückt hier. Möchte ich anmerken. Interessant. Ah, jetzt habe ich vergessen, in die Aufnahme von Ori reinzugucken, ob die flüssig war. Egal. Gut. Ich werde jetzt erstmal Part 1 von der Quest spielen. Wenn es mir zu spät wird, dann mache ich halt einen Cut und schneide zusammen. Aber wir haben es 20 vor, ich gehe von einer Dreiviertelstunde ungefähr aus. Höchstens eine Stunde. Das heißt, bis 20 vor 3 würde ich es machen und dann würde ich abbrechen. Ich will auch noch die Daily Quest hier machen. Science of Data Management, weil die ist, glaube ich, neu. Aber gut, erstmal jetzt dann Texte anhören und zurücklehnen.
Seriously? But, Mr. Morris, I don't understand, sir. How can you only be telling me this now?
I'm afraid that there's nothing really I can do. I'm really facing a crisis. My hands are tied.
But what about my film?
Well, I'm afraid you'll have to come up with something on your own. Take it from me. Sometimes you just have to let things go. Same goes for this film festival.
Oh mein Gott, Xavier. Er ist aus Inazuma wieder nach Fontaine angereist. Und er hat eine Stimme das erste Mal, glaube ich, oder? Er hat noch nie eine Stimme bekommen. Oder? Ah. Wenn Zeitcharaktere echt mal irgendwie sinnvoll werden oder aufgegriffen werden. Nice.
Oh, oh.
Hey, isn't that Xavier? So he's back in Fontaine now!
Oh, why, if it isn't the dear traveler and Paimon. I really didn't expect to bump into you here at this time.
It's been a while.
Well, I was doing just fine until I received some terrible news just now. The investor I was working with for my upcoming film has fallen upon some hard times and is no longer able to provide the promised amount of funds.
Chef, Reuse oder wie auch immer sie heißt, steht im Hintergrund. Aha, interessant. Ich weiß nicht, ich mag es nicht, wenn Forster-Charaktere erstmal im Event vorgestellt werden, was andere Leute nicht mehr spielen können. Und zweitens, wenn die irgendwie, klar, natürlich Charaktere waren zu dem Zeitpunkt noch nicht fertig und so weiter. Aber dann kann man, ja, keine Ahnung. Sie müssen ja kein Kit haben, aber man hätte sie zumindest in der Archon-Quest vorkommen lassen können oder erwähnen können. Dass sie gerade irgendwo sind, aber halt nur in Questtexten oder so. Über die reden, ich weiß ja nicht. Ist ein bisschen nervig. Aber gut, weiter im Text.
Can't you just find a different investor?
Unfortunately, that's not how it works. We had signed an agreement specific to the Fontanalia Film Festival, stipulating that I cannot work with any other investors until the festival is finished.
The Fontanalia Film Festival? What's that?
Da geht er nicht gerade Gott, ich kann nicht mehr reden. Begeht er dann nicht gerade Vertragsbruch, also sein Investor, wenn er jetzt auch einmal kein Geld mehr zuschießt? Also eigentlich kann er sich einen neuen suchen, würde ich jetzt mal behaupten. Wäre dämlich, wenn, naja. Nicht nachfragen.
Oh, is this your first time participating in Fontaine's Fontanalia Film Festival? Then allow me to fill you in. The Fontanalia Festival was established to commemorate the legendary Loch Knights, who went on a quest to search for the Oceanids and eventually welcomed the Hydro Arconageria. The holiday is deeply connected to the founding of Fontaine, as well as its unique laws and trials. It's one of the most important festivals for this nation.
But what's with that weird expression on your face? It's like you're trying really hard to remember something.
Ah, I was just trying to recall the exact description from the books, in order to avoid any unnecessary arguments over semantics. I usually try to recite things straight from the source.
Well, either way, Paimon thinks she gets it now. It's just like the Windbloom Festival in Mondstadt, and the Lantern Rite in Lille.
Yes, those are festivals of a similar variety. Who doesn't like a good festival? And just like those of other nations, Fontaine will hold a plethora of events around this time each year. To commemorate the Loch Knights, people will imitate them by putting on special costumes, raising golden cups, and going door to door asking for pure water. But a few years ago, Lady Farina started to find the whole idea a little drab, and so decided to change the part about pure water to sweets.
Really doesn't surprise Paimon at all.
The whole thing seems more akin to a carnival now, and it's quite popular among the kids. Every year you can hear a bunch of them saying, "Trial or treat."
Oh, that sounds pretty fun. But how does that connect back to the film festival you mentioned?
Uff, okay. Schöner Anspiel an Halloween. Okay.
Ah, yes, it appears I've strayed off topic. I just got too excited after seeing you. Let me get back to the point. The Fontanalia Film Festival is an event proposed by the Fontaine Film Association this year. Now that film technology has matured as a medium, it's the perfect time to introduce more people to the art form. During this time, people may submit films to be evaluated, and the entry with the highest score will be given the Farina Award by the association.
The what award?
The Farina Award. You know, after the Hydro Archon. They coined it while Lady Farina was still in power, but even though things have changed, no one has made any motion to update the name. Perhaps
grad
everyone
sagen.
still thinks of it as a pretty appropriate name. Even though she isn't the Hydro Archon any longer, Lady Farina is still Fontaine's superstar. Anyone with eyes can see the way she shines on the stage.
Huh. Alright. Guess the name does work pretty well when you put it that way.
Oh, but who would have guessed there'd be an issue with the funding? How will I ever explain this to Miss Chiori? Not to say all the other actors who traveled all the way here from Inazuma.
Chiori? Sounds familiar. Where have we heard that name before?
Warte, she runs the clothing store in the Court of Fontaine? Chioria Boutique? Es gab einen Kleiderladen in Inazuma. Aber es war ein Billo-NPC oder nicht? Chioria Boutique? Ich habe keine Ahnung. Okay, kann sein, ja, gibt's bestimmt.
Yes, that's her. I asked her to oversee the event's art direction, including the design of the actors' costumes and appearances.
Oh, Paimon remembers now! Navia said that her clothes were designed by Chiori, and Kirara's outfit too!
How to describe her? Well, she tends to be pretty direct and can be very forceful when it comes to dealing with people. The fashion world in Fontaine has dubbed her the Thundering Seamstress. Her remarkable designs have led many Fontainians to become very interested in Inazuma. Anyway, Chiori is acquainted with all the actors I've invited from Inazuma. Without her help, I don't think I would have been able to get such an international cast for the film. She really is a kind soul.
Who are the actors from Inazuma? Do we know them?
Why don't the two of you accompany me to the Aquabus station to welcome them? Judging from the time, the Aquabus should be arriving shortly. Chiori will be waiting to meet me there as well.
The crack of muskets break into silence. Mhm. Was? Okay, interessant. Was steht da? Kannst du lesen. Egal. 1000 Pace Interdiction Arc Minute Sharpshooting Zone. During the Fontinalia Film Festival, you will empower and encounter a special member of the guards. She seems to be looking for guests to partake in an event test. Trick shots, tricky lights. On the side of the Fontinalia Film Festival, FFF quasi, F3, an experimental film director dressed quite ostentatiously extends a sincere invitation. Extreme Drive. Oh Gott, dieser Cartoon-Look. Dieser Oldschool-Cartoon-Look. Oh Gott. During the joyous festival, some involved with the filmmaking industry are wearing frowns. You and Palmer encounter an unfortunate contracted employee. Into the frame, the young talented film director Mr. Petit Lumiere gave you this his business card. He seems to have a unique understanding of films. Uh-huh.
Lizard
The arrival of a tattoo staff member.
Star Conch? What else?
Okay. Das sind die Minispielquests jetzt alle schon, oder? Den ich hier direkt machen könnte, oder? Ja, es werden alles Minispielquests schon sein. Gut, Aquabus. Ich glaube, da gehe ich von hier aus am besten hin. Gut, gut. Könnte natürlich mich jetzt auch um die ganzen Minispiele kümmern. Ah, die Minispiele werden aber noch nicht komplett vollständig sein, oder? Vielleicht Dienstag. Ja, aber eher Mittwoch wahrscheinlich, oder? Oder Donnerstag sogar erst. Call Lift, oh mein Gott. The lift is running. Ja, dann run schneller. Oh, leck mich. Ich kletter von außen da rein. Das geht viel schneller. So, Chiori, der nächste Geo-Charakter anscheinend. Jetzt wollen sie es wissen. Und das meine ich. So könnte man auch, sollte man auch Chef Rosé vorher in dem Event eindeuten können. Oder irgendwie. So wie sie jetzt hier. Oder Charlotte und Kirara damals schon.
Miss Chiori?
Your talk with the investor sure went fast. The Aquabus hasn't even arrived yet.
Oh Gott, dieser genervte Blick. Eieiei, irgendwie. Die sieht angepisst aus.
Oh?
Und sie klingt
Who
angepisst.
are they?
Allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Pleased to meet you.
Likewise! We've heard the owner of Chioriya Boutique is a skilled seamstress, so it's a real pleasure to finally meet you in person.
The way Navia's wardrobe comes together is really exceptional. The concept behind Kira's outfit is really original. Ich mag ihres mehr.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure she wouldn't always look like a cat that had been unceremoniously dropped in a bucket of paint. So tell me, what happened? I can tell the conversation didn't go quite as expected.
Well, it's like this.
Ugh.
I know, Chiori, you don't have to say it. You did remind me that this investor was a little bit sketchy.
Yes, there's no doubt about that.
But how could I pass it up? He offered me twice as much as the others.
And therein lies the problem.
Yes, but just put yourself in my shoes. After obtaining such an excellent script, it's only natural that I would want to make the most of the film. The budgets that the others had proposed were nowhere near enough. It's difficult to find someone willing to front such a large amount of mora, so...
Don't be sad, Xavier. We might be able to help scrounge up some more together for you.
Oh, thank you, Paimon. That means a lot to me. But the cost of the film is staggering. I'm afraid that any mora we can scrounge together in a short amount of time won't even be able to cover the actors' fees.
We need to move on. What's happened has already happened, and there's no changing it. But now's not the time to give up.
What? You're saying that you have a plan?
No, that's not what I mean. I'm simply saying I wouldn't give up just yet. The actors I recommended aren't just after Mora after all.
Okay. Von wem reden wir jetzt? Ayato? Ayaka, in dem hässlichen Outfit. Yoimiya, okay.
Really? Then where do you live?
We Malazines live in Marcy Village. The only way to enter is from underwater.
Oh, you must be pretty tired after work every day, right? I mean, you have to swim all that way just to go home.
You're so thoughtful. But some Malazines choose to live in the court of Fontaine because it's so much more convenient.
This is our stop.
Oh, we've arrived, but I haven't even finished chatting with Aval yet. I also enjoyed Aval's introductions to Fontaine along the way. Everything you described was so clear and detailed that we can't help but want to hear more.
Thank you so much. I'm usually working here on this aqua bus, so I hope I'll have the chance to see you again. There are still many more places I'd like to introduce to you.
Welcome to the court of Fontaine.
Chiori, you sure have changed a lot. This is the first time we've seen you since you left Inazuma.
I haven't realized it's been so long. I was in such a rush when I left that I didn't even get to say goodbye.
Thank you for extending the invitation, Mr. Xavier. I'm looking forward to a fruitful trip here in Fontaine.
Ist es jetzt so eine Art politisches Treffen hier? Das würde zumindest für Ayato und Ayaka irgendwie halbwegs Sinn ergeben. Yoimiya wiederum hat mit den beiden nicht so viel zu tun, glaube ich, eigentlich, oder? Weil ich glaube, Ayaka hat uns, glaube ich, zu ihr geschickt, wenn ich mich nicht irre. Aber gut. Wahrscheinlich kennen die einfach alle nur Chiori aus alten Zeiten und so. Bei Ayato, ja gut. Lass ihm 24 oder so sein. Und sie ist, ja gut, sie ist auch in seinem Alter fast, würde ich behaupten. Ist zumindest älter als Ayaka, würde ich behaupten. Was ich als behaupten würde. Trotzdem ein bisschen random. Aber okay.
It's an honor to have the head of the Kamisato clan visit us.
So they're who you meant when you said you had actors coming from Inazuma?
Oh? It's the Traveler and Paimon. Wow, what a coincidence! Ayaka and I were just talking about you on the way here. Are you also here for the film?
We just ran into Xavier earlier and came over with him.
But I'm not an actress. Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka are the real actors here. I'm just tagging along with Ayaka to have a good time together.
I thought I would always get the lead role.
About that, I mean, how was I supposed to contact you when I was making preparations for the film? I figured you were probably busy, and I didn't want to disturb you. So I could only keep you in the back of my mind while I sought other actors to play the lead roles in the film.
I had been thinking about a surprise reunion with you during our trip here, but you still managed to surprise me first.
Oh, so you all know each other already! My, what a coincidence! What are the chances everyone could be brought together here like this? Why don't we go to Hotel de Boer and catch up over a meal? I've already made a reservation.
Huh? Did you reserve 2 spots for us too?
Yes, of course, of course. I'll be sure to tell the boss to serve a few more delicious dishes just to make sure there'll be enough food.
Very well. Then please, kindly lead the way, Mr. Xavier.
Dann muss er aber auf dem Weg hierher bestellt haben. Weil sonst könnte er gar nicht wissen, dass wir da sind. Aber okay.
Wow, the buildings in Fontaine are so tall. Just look at how big they are.
And there's the fountain that Aval mentioned earlier. It really is a magnificent sight.
And look at that huge spinning sphere. Where does it get its power? Wait a sec. Could it be one of those clockwork mecha we've heard so much about?
Okay. Go to Hotel de Boer. Ja, mit Go to heißt es, ich pop mich rüber. Doop-di-doop-di-doop-di-doo.
Let's go, let's go.
Das Icon ist neu, oder?
So this is what food from Fontaine is like. It sure is different from what we have in Inazuma. How should I describe it? It seems like you have to go through a lot more steps to make them. And the flavor has many layers too.
Yes. When I first went to Inazuma, I actually thought the food there tasted a little too bland. It took some time for me to get used to it.
Let's get back to the purpose of this trip for a moment, shall we? How have preparations for the film been coming along, Mr. Xavier?
Well, I've already assembled most of the film crew, a lighting specialist, a prop manager, and a costume designer. I've also bought the copyrights from the novel's author.
Oh, it's called The Two Musketeers, right? I read the script you sent me on the way here. The story is pretty good.
Originally, I was planning to start filming as soon as Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka arrived in Fontaine, but I'm afraid I've run into a bit of a problem.
Oh? What is it?
It has to do with the film's investor, Mr. Morris. He suddenly informed me this morning that he's encountered some financial trouble and will be unable to release to me the amount of funding agreed upon.
It's said that Fontaine's legal system is well developed. If he has violated the contract, then can't you simply take him to court over the matter?
Danke, Ayato. Danke.
Well, I'm still more concerned about filming. Even if I were to take him to court, I'm afraid it would take months before the case could even be heard.
Then, is there a way we could raise funds ourselves to solve the problem?
I've considered that option too, but unfortunately, it's difficult to gather such a large amount of mora on such short notice. Besides, we have to consider the film festival's submission deadline.
Mr. Xavier, if Ayaka and I were willing to perform for free, would that resolve the problem you are currently facing?
What? No, out of the question. To have you come all this way just to act for free? Oh, no, that won't do.
There's no need to worry, Mr. Xavier. My brother and I had actually intended to work for free after receiving your invitation. Inazuma has only recently reopened its borders, and needs to strengthen its relations and cultural ties with other nations.
We didn't have many collaboration projects with Fontaine in the past, so we hoped this trip would serve as a good start for the future.
Sag ich ja, politische Gründe.
Indeed. You could say that's the real reason why the Yashiro Commission agreed to come to Fontaine.
I understand, but having you two act for free just doesn't seem right.
Not at all. While we're officially here to conduct a cultural survey of sorts, we must express our sincerity if we want to establish formal cultural ties with your nation. This film will serve as proof of friendly cooperation and cultural exchange between Inazuma and Fontaine. It's my hope that the film can be finished and released as smoothly as possible. If you still don't feel comfortable with this arrangement, I would also be more than happy to be introduced to some other renowned individuals in Fontaine's literary and artistic circles.
All right, I'll do as you say. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to cobble together enough mora now, even if it means selling my house, my camera, and every single family heirloom.
Come on now, no need to go that far. I'll also help you out as a brand sponsor.
We can help too. Just say that you got our contribution from some personal friends. Gott, hab ich den Satz kacke ausgesprochen.
Me too. Even though I didn't bring much more to spend on this trip, it's still better than nothing.
You are too kind, all of you. I really don't know how to...
Ew. Alright, enough about that. Now that we have Xavier's savings, my support, and 2 leads who are willing to act for free, I think we will be able to make this happen. So, instead of Mora, you'll help with filming and production.
Ich meine, es ist nicht so, als ob die beiden das Geld nötig hätten. Aber gut.
Oh, but how can we help with that? We don't know much about making a film.
Alright, pull yourself together, Xavier. Tell us if there are still any open positions left among the crew.
All right. Let me think. We still need a camera operator, a clapper loader, and someone to manage logistics. I originally wanted to personally serve as director, but I've been too busy working as the producer. So the positions of director and director's assistant will also need to be filled.
Paimon knows what the director and the logistics support person do, but what's a clapper loader?
The clapper loader is responsible for using the clapperboard to record and organize the information of each shot when the camera operator begins shooting. The work requires both patience and careful attention to detail.
A clapperboard? Oh, you mean the thing they hold that goes clap whenever they start filming?
Yes, that's right. Are you interested in that job?
For sure! Paimon's always wanted to try that.
Alright, then you'll be our clapper loader. I can find someone from the store to help with logistics. What do you think, Xavier?
Well, fine by me. As for our camera operator, I was thinking of letting the Traveler take the role.
Oh, she's great when it comes to using a camera. Paimon can't even count how many things we've taken photos of during our journey.
Yes, that's also what I was thinking. I noticed the Traveler had an eye for photography and composition when we worked together previously.
I'm sure that's due to the traveler's journey across Devat and all the places they've seen. After so many adventures, using a camera must be second nature by now.
What do you say, Traveler? Are you interested in the job?
Ja, as long as I'll be able to help, let's camera action.
Thank you. It really means a lot to me. Come on, friend. Let me give you a big warm hug.
I think I better get to work. Ja.
So all that's left for us to find is a director and an assistant.
Oh, me! I want to be the director's assistant. All we need to do is help the director, right? I can handle that.
Let me guess, Furina wird dann der Director.
All right, then all we need is a director. Oh, all the well-known directors in Fontaine are probably also busy working on their own films these days. I'm not sure who will have time to help.
Oh, Farina helped out a theater troupe recently by serving as an artistic consultant. She could be a good director, right? Besides, it's not like she has anything else to do right now.
Farina? Do you really think Lady Farina would be willing to help us with our humble project?
Isn't that the name of Fontaine's Hydro Archon? My brother has already informed me about what happened here in Fontaine.
Yep, that's her. She helped out a theater troupe not too long ago, and now she's taking up work as a director.
Well,
I saw that musical. Her performance was perfect, and the storyboards were also excellent. Don't let her former identity intimidate you. She's the best candidate we can think of right now. You'll never know until you give her a shot.
fine. You're right, Shiori. I'll do anything for the sake of my film. Anything! Then I'll have to ask the Traveler and Paimon to show me the way to Lady Farina's residence. I just hope she'll agree to help.
Do you need us to also come along?
No, there's no need to trouble you with this. Besides, you've just arrived in Fontaine, and I'm sure there are many places you would like to visit. Just leave this task to me. It's part of my duties as the producer.
Very well. Then we'll be waiting to hear the good news.
I'll go with you. By the way, you might want to consider bringing a gift.
Macaroni?
And don't worry, we won't simply drop you off at Farina's place. We know Farina pretty well by now, so having some familiar faces there should help your chances. Besides, the whole thing was our idea in the first place.
All right, then I'll start making preparations. As for the gift...
A gift for someone who was once seen as the Hydro Archon. I wonder what she would like.
I recall that Lady Farina once fancied a clockwork ring, so perhaps I should get another exquisite clockwork contraption for her.
Huh? Can't we just bring some desserts, like the Fontinalia mousse?
In ihrem Fall ja.
But wouldn't that be a little too cheap? She does like desserts, though.
Isn't the Fontinalia festival happening right now? I heard Abel tell us on the Aquabus that Farina introduced the tradition of going door to door and asking for sweets. To do something like that, she must have a real sweet tooth.
I agree with Yoimiya. If the gift is too fancy, it might actually make her feel more uncomfortable.
Alright then, let's go buy some Fontinalia mousse!
But will that really be enough? We'll be asking her to do a lot of work, you know.
You're right. We need to further sweeten the deal.
Huh? You want something even sweeter than Fontinalia mousse?
Yes, we'll need a gift that's sweeter than any dessert in the world.
But what could that be?
Your words of praise.
Wow. Recipe von Fontinalia Musee. Wieder ein Forster-Ding. Achso, hier. Zack. Was auch immer man dafür bekommt. So. Habe ich eigentlich alles jetzt soweit gemacht? Eigentlich in der letzten Woche? Ja, wann kriege ich die Waffe? 200 Tickets. Und... Ja, gut, okay. Die Waffe ist halt interessant. Ultimate Overlords Mega Magic Sword. Das ist echt eine Pappwaffe. Aus Cardboard quasi. Oh mein Gott. Das Traurige ist aber, diese Waffe wird wahrscheinlich stärker sein als Skyward Pride. Zumindest für Off-Field-Charaktere. On-Field wird wahrscheinlich Skyward Pride besser sein. Durch die extra Physical Procs. Was im Schnitt, na, sagen wir 20k Damage sind. Dafür gibt das Ding halt hier 500 mehr Damage oder 300 mehr Damage auf normale Hits. Ja, doch für Off-Field wird das hier besser sein. Und dann ist halt die Frage, was ist besser? Diese Waffe oder die Fontaine Craft Weapon? Also, wenn man die eher nicht braucht und einen Healer hat, dann wird definitiv die Fontaine-Waffe besser sein. Wenn man aber die eher braucht und kein Dealer im Team hat, dann wird diese Waffe besser sein. Ja, was auch sonst. Gut, ja, und da ist es Duct Tape. Super duper invincible shining sparkly magic crystal. Yeah. Specialized refinement material for ultimate overall's mega magic sword. Can gather many wishes, including super cool cardboard ones, and put them together, forming an ultimate super duper mysterious power. So you can buy a toy version in Damable Purveyor that looks similar. Okay, basically exactly the same. In reality, there is probably a qualitative difference between the two, so definitely don't mix them up. A magical sword can only be wielded by the ultimate overlord Rude's Seas, as it has been made with special water-resistant materials that will not get ruined by water damage even after being immersed. Why one might even call it invincible. Okay, und Event Shop. Ja, den Kram halt. Okay. Ja. 300.000 Mora. 100 davon. Bla 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 bla. Gut. Das Steve Event. Das waren die Quests. Und Tinalia Film. Oh. Oh. Unlocks after one day. Also morgen? Oder? Ja gut, eher Dienstag wahrscheinlich, oder? Ja, gut, Dienstag wahrscheinlich. Aha. Okay, es gibt mehrere Akte anscheinend hier sogar. Die werden aber kürzer sein auf Dauer, oder? Komme ich von hier eigentlich zu Fontaines, zu Furinas Haus? Ja, komme ich.
Huh, I'm here. I'm a rocks.
Zack. So. Dupdidu. Oh mein Gott, ihre Vision hängt an ihrem, ja, Cocktail-Shaker oder so. Oh mein Gott. Interessant. The crack of muskets breaking the signs. Go to Furinas apartment. Das ist jetzt also ihr Kanon-Lore-Haus.
This is where Farina lives.
Das ist ein...
Okay, I'll go knock on the door.
Ist das ein Mehrfamilienhaus, oder? Hm.
Coming. Ugh. Seriously, who's knocking before afternoon tea?
Who are you?
Lady Farina, please allow me to introduce myself. I am Xavier, a film director.
Hello. Oh, is that the traveler in Paimon I see behind you? And who's this?
I'm Chiori.
Ah, the one from Chioria Boutique. Hello, hello. So, what are you all doing here? Do you need something?
Did you just get up, Farina? It's already past noon, you know.
Paimon, try to be nice, remember?
Huh? Oh, Paimon means the weather is so nice in the afternoon and the sun is so warm. Just like how you make us feel. Sleeping in late is a really smart idea.
No. I was just up late last night reading some novels. What does sleeping in have to do with the weather?
This is a small gift we've prepared for you, Lady Farina. We hope you like it.
No need to be so formal. I'm just a regular person like everyone else now. Oh, is this Fontinalia mousse? It's one of my favorites.
That's great! So, actually, there's something we need your help with. Given your renowned passion and understanding of drama, I would like to ask that you serve as the director of our film crew.
Oh, but didn't you just say that you're a director?
Yes, but for this particular project, I'm mainly working as a producer. Besides, I'm sure that your understanding of the performing arts far surpasses my own, Lady Farina.
Are the Traveler and Paimon also part of the film crew?
Yep, we sure are. Paimon's the clapper loader and she's the camera operator.
Camera operator?
that can be a pretty technical job, and it directly affects the final quality of the film. Are you really up to it?
I have experience. I can show you if you like.
No, I'm not questioning your abilities. It's just that I've never really seen you use a camera before.
Maybe you can come up with a test for the Traveler and see for yourself. If she can satisfy you with her camera skills, then you'd have nothing to worry about and can join the team. What do you say?
You sure are getting better at rolling with the situation, Paimon. Oh, I do wish to see how skilled the Traveler really is with a camera. Alright, how about this? We'll work with what we have. I'll give you some scenarios and see if your work is up to my standards.
Sure, no problem. Whatever you say, Director Farina.
Very good. It's essential for the camera operator to understand the director's vision. I'll make my decision after seeing your work. Are you ready? I have high standards, you know.
Yep, I'm ready. Please wait a moment.
Okay,
Also,
grab the camera and I'll give you a scenario.
ja, ich würde ja lesen, aber ich habe gerade meine Brille abgesetzt. Moment. Filming, theme directed by Farina. Theme, whatever. Estelle is the boss of Bormon Workshop, whatever, and has always been proud of her forging machine, as it can not only precisely control strength of temperature, but also take no effort from the blacksmith. Let us film a promotional video for her workshop. Remember, to emphasize the superiority of her forging machine. Ja. Okay. Oh god, Minispiel. You will need to film several shots according to the director's requirements and compile them into a video. Camera positioning is key, and you should ascertain the camera position requirements beforehand. When filming, there will be narration requirements. Select the most suitable narration according to the story. Try to satisfy all of the director's filming requirements. After selecting the most suitable choices for all of the camera positions and narration, you may begin filming and see the result. Okay, Frame 1. Wirklich? Ihr geht in Frames? Okay. Select narration located in the Court of Fontaine, or one of workshops or weapons workshops that utilize the forging machine. Aha. Ja, eigentlich erstmal ist, ja, eigentlich das erstmal. So. Achso, warte mal, muss ich? Select? Also ich kann nur eine auswählen. Ah, das ist Tutorial oder was? The position from which you can take picture with the widest angle. This can display the surrounding environment to the greatest extent. To the greatest extent. But will make the picture's details hard to see. Ja, okay. This version lies between that of the full and close shots. It can capture a moderate amount of the frame with well-detailed performances. A shot taken from a medium position and distance. It can capture the character and the surroundings. However, the available scale and detail are also somewhat mid-lang. Ja, innerhalb von Fontaine ist das eigentlich. This machine can precisely control the force applied and the temperature, making it perfect for doing exhausting and time-consuming work. Ja. Thanks to this machine, the owner of Roman Workshop Estelle can comfortably enjoy each day at work. Ich lese es aber nicht bei jedem Bild immer vor, was da steht. Da habe ich keinen Bock drauf, oder? Ich kann sehr kurz einblenden. Und dann war's das. Ich lese mal also jeden Scheiß vor, aber da habe ich jetzt echt keinen Bock drauf. Wo beschrieben steht, was bei den Bildern zu sehen ist. Mhm. Zum Beispiel, ich immer das gleiche fast ist. Gut. Select Narration. Und rechts steht, was ich haben muss, ist so. But were not for the weapons produced by Mormon Workshop of outstanding quality, with exquisite craftsmanship and keen edge. Dann kommen. Aha. Jetzt ist ein Kuchen. Das ist mal Aha. Ja, ich habe keine Ahnung. Need a scene that shows off the weapons arranged in box produced by... Ach so. Okay, ja gut. Dann doch die Boxen, wo man die Waffen trotzdem nicht sieht. Ja. Machine and Work, need a scene that shows off the woman workshop. Ja gut, das ist richtig dann. If weapons are what you want, look no farther than Vermont. Aha. Der haben wir wahrscheinlich, oder? I need a scene that shows off the Vermont workshop. Ja. Das Ding halt. Ja, komm. Start Shooting. Filming scene directed by Furina. Located in the Court of Fontaine, where one workshop is a weapons workshop that utilizes a forging machine. This machine can precisely control the forces applied and temperature, making it perfect for doing exhausting and time-consuming work. Thanks to this machine, the owner of One Workshop Estate can comfortably enjoy each day at work. But worry not, for the weapons produced by One Workshop are of outstanding quality with exquisite craftsmanship and a keen edge. If weapons are what you want, look no farther than Beaumont. Es ist einfach nur ein Bild, wo man ranzoomt die ganze Zeit. Wow. Aber gut, ist ein Promotion-Video, von daher ist es, glaube ich, in dem Sinne okay.
It appears that you have more skill than I thought. All the shots had a great composition, and I could really feel a connection to the characters and their lines.
So, what's the verdict?
Yeah! Does that mean you agree to be our director, Farina?
Did you think I would agree just like that? After our performance of The Little Oceanid, I've begun to make a name for myself again, you know. In fact, I've already had several troops approach me for the Fontanalia Film Festival. Unfortunately, the scripts were all pretty boring and didn't pique my interest. If others were to find out I agreed to work with you so easily, then, well...
Hey, but didn't we have a deal? What else do we need to do to convince you, Farina?
Well, what about the pay?
Ich finde es übrigens schön, wie hier die ganze Zeit gespoilert wird, wenn man die Quest noch nicht gemacht hat, aber okay.
Huh?
You know how much you're willing to pay me to be the director? The pay is also an important factor for me to consider, you know.
Well, I can offer you this much?
What? That's all? If Nervulat were to hear of this, he could charge you with underpaying your labor.
I'm sorry, but our crew is in a tight financial spot at the moment.
I see. Well, even though it's highly unlikely now that I'll join your crew, there's still something I'd like to ask. Exactly what film are you planning to make?
Oh, our script is an adaptation of The Two Musketeers.
Huh? Wait, you mean the suspense thriller novel that was a #1 bestseller?
Oh, so Farina's read it too.
Of course I read it. I've always had a keen interest in artistic works that strike a chord with the populace. I see. It all makes sense now. You must have used most of the budget to pay for the copyright.
Not really. The novel's author transferred the copyright to me practically for free once he heard that I wanted to make a film adaptation of the story. The lack of budget is due to another issue.
He probably just wants to get his name out there. So, Mora isn't the most important thing to him right now. It reminds me of a delivery courier who wears one of my designs while traveling all across Teyvat. I didn't charge her much for the outfit either. The exposure she provides for my brand is well worth it.
So, are you a big fan of this story, Farina?
Well, it's alright. The pacing of the story is good, but the character relationships could use some work. When I was reading it before, I always felt like some things were left on a rather unsatisfactory note. I have high standards, you know. Ahem, Mr. Xavier, if, hypothetically speaking, I agree to be the director, how much freedom would I have in terms of script revisions and creative interpretation?
Oh! Oh, as much freedom as you would need. I wouldn't dare doubt the tastes of Fontaine's greatest star.
Good. Then I'm free to alter the script as I see fit.
Absolutely no problem.
Und so wurden die untreuen Adaptionen ins Leben gerufen. We're counting on you, Director Furina. No steel shame to make films that you love.
All right. It seems that your crew really can't go on without my care and direction.
So, you agree?
Yes, I agree. Although the pay is well below what someone of my caliber deserves. A great script calls for a great director. I mustn't let a perfectly good story be ruined due to lack of funds. If you have fine cheese and bread, you wouldn't just let it sit on the counter and get moldy just because you lack an oven, right?
Thank you, Furina.
Oh, Hydro Archon above! I'm not dreaming, am I? Somebody pinch me.
There's no more Hydro Archon, you know. And it's still a little early to celebrate. There's a lot that goes into shooting a film. Although the trickiest tasks of finalizing the script and casting the actors have already been taken care of, we'll still need to reserve filming locations. Not to say set up lighting and props.
Wie genau wurde das jetzt eigentlich in die Welt hinaus posaunt? Wurde jedem erzählt, was eigentlich vorgefallen ist? Weil dann wüsste ja eigentlich auch Celestia jetzt schon wieder Bescheid. Die wissen doch eigentlich sowieso Bescheid. Ich meine, die müssen nur merken, dass der Hydro Archon Thron zerstört ist und Nivellette seine Kraft komplett wieder hat, aber okay. Okay, er ist anscheinend.
And by the way, since we'll be filming The Two Musketeers, we'll need to find an action choreographer. Ideally, a professional who has actual experience with muskets.
Yes, I've thought about this as well. I was hoping that you might know someone who could handle the job.
Me? If this was before, I could have simply asked Florand. But it's already been some time since I last talked to her. Navia can also use firearms, but unfortunately, her style is quite different from that of the characters in the story.
Could we ask the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol?
Oh, you mean the Special Patrol's musketeers?
Yes, that's right. They work with muskets every day. I can't think of anyone more qualified than them.
They would be under Nervillette's jurisdiction. Unfortunately, I, don't have any connection with them at all. So, in the end, we still have to start by talking to Nervillette.
No need to go to all that trouble. I know their Captain Chevres.
Oh, you do? Wait, Chiari, how do you know the captain of the Special Patrol's Musketeers?
No particular reason. Running a business means dealing with some trouble from time to time, and she's helped me out on a few occasions. In return, I've helped her handle a few situations in which the Special Patrol couldn't get involved directly. So, we've gotten to know each other over time.
So you're saying there's been times when the Special Patrol needed a fashion designer to handle a situation? Your work is becoming more and more mysterious.
It'd be best to keep it that way. Anyway, enough about that. What do you all think about asking the captain to be our musket action choreographer?
She sounds professional enough. She is a captain, after all. I have no objections.
But I imagine the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol must be busy with their duties. Do you think she'd really have time to help with shooting a film? And then there's the issue of pay.
Well, it just so happens that she's also not the kind of person that's just after Mora. As for whether she has time, I'll have to go and ask her first.
Then I'll leave that to you. Macaroni's on sale today, so I've got to go. You can just tell me how things went when we discuss tomorrow's plan later.
No problem.
Having Farina join feels like a big boost to our team.
Of course. Just wait until the day of our premiere. You'll witness the true power of my name in these lands. You'll be so glad I agreed to help. I can guarantee that even the standing tickets will be sold out. I'll be sure to ask some people I know to see if they'd be willing to act as extras.
Seems like you're finally getting more comfortable with your own reputation now.
I didn't ask for the Clapperloader's commentary, Paimon.
Uff. I can't wait to see our films premiere. Films, genau. Films premiere.
Then let's get going. I happen to know where Chevrolet is today.
By the way, I'm curious. If my pay is so low, then what about our 2 lead actors? Didn't they travel here all the way from Inazuma?
Actually, they told us that they see the trip as part of a cultural exchange, so they didn't ask for any pay.
What? So is every person in Teyvat who doesn't want money gathered here to shoot this film? Don't tell me Chiori isn't being paid either.
I already knew Xavier from before, and he's also agreed to give my brand some good exposure.
It seems the gods have really smiled upon you, Xavier. And that certainly doesn't include me, mind you.
Uff, okay. Es geht immer noch zu Tag 1. Oh, come on. Kann es nicht zu Tag 2 schon gehören, dass wir jetzt sie holen? Naja, gut. 20 vor, wollte ich Schluss machen. Jetzt haben wir es 33. Oh mein Gott, OSD kickt ein bei der Musik. Dieser Tanz. Diese Szene.
All right, this is the place.
But where's the captain? There's hardly anyone around here.
She's over there. The one with an eye patch reading in front of the newsstand.
Oh, her! Paimon could tell there was something different about her. She seems kinda intimidating.
Please wait here for a moment. I'll go fetch her. She's working now, so you might not want to get in her way.
Working? But isn't she just standing there and reading a novel?
Just trust me.
Oh, alright, let's see what happens then. Chiori sure is a mysterious person. She claims just to be a fashion designer, but she knows all these powerful people.
The court of Fontaine isn't particularly tolerant of visitors from overseas, so it isn't easy for a foreigner to promote their brand here. Even more so in the competitive world of fashion. Even a local like me just trying to make a film has to face all kinds of challenges, so I can only imagine what Chiori has been through to get where she is today. I'm sure that having more connections has definitely worked in her favor.
Reading on the job?
Detective novel.
Uff.
One main character?
No. Multiple. Branching storylines.
I see. How's the plot coming along?
One of the main characters is about to make a choice that will affect the rest of his life. I'd wager he's going to make the wrong choice.
Any way to speed things up? There's something I need your help with.
You know that doesn't depend on me. It all comes down to what the character chooses.
Which is exactly why I'm here to help.
All right. It appears he made the wrong choice in the end. Halt!
Huh? What's going on?
Hand over whatever you're holding.
Oh, it's just a book. I didn't buy anything else.
Then I'm sure you wouldn't mind letting me have a look.
Excuse me, officer. I don't mind you standing around here, not purchasing anything, but I'd prefer if you didn't disturb my customers. It's bad for business, you know?
Don't give me that act. You won't be able to get off so easily either. I am Chevrolet, captain of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. I will say this one last time. Hand over whatever you're holding at once. And before you do anything unwise, let me remind you that I'll have you on the ground before you can even think about making a run for it.
All right. I'll give it to you. But please let me say something first. If there's any contraband in that book, then the shopkeeper here is the one who slipped it in. I don't have anything to do with this.
Why, you trying to leave me on the hook, huh? You were the one who said you wanted it.
Save it for the interrogation room. Take them away, Letelier.
What's going on here? One second you're reading a book and the next you're escorting people away.
And who are... Oh! Aren't you the traveler who's been all over the papers recently? Chiori, I'm assuming what you wanted to ask me about has to do with them, right? Maybe I can let you in on what's happening then. Now that Vacher has been brought to justice, no new shipments of synth will be made and distributed to sellers. The Fontaine guards have been busy collecting the remaining synths still circulating on the market. Thanks to a tip from our reliable source here, this should be the very last batch.
Oh, so you were pretending to read a book in order to catch the bad guys. Oh, Paimon almost forgot to introduce ourselves. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler and Xavier.
Hey, I'm Chevraz. You probably already heard me introduce myself, so I won't bother repeating it.
Why didn't you just arrest them immediately?
Yeah, why didn't you make a move as soon as you had the chance? Were you worried that my intel wasn't accurate?
No, I wanted to see if the shopkeeper would turn himself in first. All he had to do was come up to me and say that he didn't know where the synth had come from. If he did that, then I wouldn't have had to press charges on him.
He had the whole day to turn the synth over to Chevraz. But instead, the moment I came up and blocked Chevraz's line of sight, he took the opportunity to sell it off.
Yep, he made the wrong choice, even though the right choice was right there in front of him.
But you knew they wouldn't make the right choice.
Yeah, I knew. I was just hoping I'd be wrong for once. Enough about that, though. What did you want to ask me about?
Oh, you see, it's like this.
The Two Musketeers. You certainly have a good eye for a story. So what do you need me to do? Just be the action choreographer for the actors?
Yes, that's right. I want to make sure we get all the details right. I want the actor's posture and understanding of firearms to be as realistic as possible. However, I'm afraid this work will require a bit of your time, since you'll have to be present whenever we're filming. Also, as for the pay...
No need to say any more. I'll join.
Huh? Just like that. What Bullchecker is really saying is, if you want to fight the Oni King, you have to go through Sky Cleaving White Iron Lavender Melon first.
Was?
Really? You're willing to help us with our humble film project?
Sure, it's no big deal. As I said, we've wrapped up our investigation here, so I don't have any other tasks on my plate for the moment. Besides, I personally really like this novel. I even have the collector's edition at home. Stories where justice prevails over evil never get old for me.
Sag mal, hat der Kopfhörer um ihren Hals hängen? Oder was ist das?
Then we've got a deal?
Yes, I'll see you on set tomorrow.
Oh my! I can hardly believe it! I should tell Lady Farina immediately. Oh, and I must tell the prop manager and lighting technician to get everything ready. We start filming tomorrow!
Ich würde Fontaine einfach so viel mehr mögen, wenn ich einfach jedem scheiß jedem scheiß Charakter den Hut absetzen könnte. Die sind so ekelhaft. Das ist doch okay. Der
Calm
Haarschmuck.
down, Xavier. The film is going to take more than just a day to finish. Still, I should also head back now and start preparing the actors' costumes and makeup.
Alright, guess that's it for today then.
Traveler, Paimon, please stay for a moment. I have something to tell you.
Then I'll take Xavier back. Poor thing. He's so excited that he can't even walk straight anymore. I don't want to spend our first day fishing our producer out of the fountain.
See you tomorrow. I think Xavier would probably be able to hold himself together.
Yep, see you tomorrow.
Mhm. Verdammt, Tag 1 noch nicht zu Ende. Ich hatte gerade Hoffnung, dass ich doch relativ pünktlich durch bin. Okay, sie hat einen geheimen Special-Auftrag, den sie jetzt eigentlich verfolgt. Bestimmt.
So what did you want to tell us, Chevres?
Have you read The Two Musketeers?
I haven't read it yet.
The story is about a pair of children born into the household of a baron and their struggle to survive together and take revenge for their mother. They were raised at the baron's estate, where their mother worked as a maid. The two were illegitimate children that the baron had with the maid, so they were never treated well by anyone. One day, upon returning home, they found their mother had been murdered and left dead on the floor. It was quite evident that the culprits were the other members of the baron's household, who never had any kind words to say to them. However, the baron was able to exert his influence and keep the whole thing under wraps. The mother's death was eventually deemed as a suicide, and there was no chance of bringing her murderers to justice. The two siblings decided to flee and someday avenge their mother. Many years later, members of the baron's family suddenly started turning up dead one after the other, all killed by gunshot. A rainbow rose was found on each of the victims' bodies, being the flower that the kid's mother liked best. The baron believed that the mother's soul had come to take vengeance on him, so he lived in fear each day. But it was actually those two siblings who had fled all those years ago. They relied on each other to survive and trained day and night, eventually becoming adept musketeers. They used all of their abilities to collect evidence and clues before executing their plan and exacting revenge on the baron. Their actions let the truth behind their mother's death be known to all.
That's quite an exhilarating story.
Yep, the baron got what he deserved for his evil deeds, and justice was able to prevail. It was just the kind of story I enjoy.
Oh, so is that why you were so willing to join our crew, Chevres?
You could say it was one of the reasons.
Oh, you mean there were other reasons too?
I've read the reports about you. Whether it was at the trials or when you lent your hand to resolve our nation's crisis, you've shown that you've got a strong sense of justice, as well as a great mind for deductions.
Wait, so what you're implying is, there's a case that you need our help with? Wieso bin ich so am Zittern beim Reden? Keine Ahnung.
Yes, you're as sharp as I expected. It seems you've experienced many similar situations before. There's been a recent murder case involving muskets. The perpetrator's methods appear to be very similar to what is described in the novel.
Huh? Really? But Paimon didn't see anything about that in today's papers.
The Marechaussee Phantom hasn't yet released any information to the public because the investigation is currently at a standstill. The murderer is extremely cautious.
A murder involving firearms? But not that many people use those in Fontaine, right?
Would it be someone from your platoon?
Impossible. We perform a routine inspection of our firearms and ammo reserves every day. If one of the weapons had been fired, it would stick out like a sore thumb. Besides, I trust the members of my platoon. However... Well, that's all I can disclose about the case today.
Huh? What do you mean?
I hope you all can go back and get some shut-eye. You can decide tomorrow whether or not you'd like to join the investigation with me. I'm aware this might not be the ideal time to add more to your plate, but the more capable people we have, the better the chances that justice will prevail.
Und das ist der Grund, warum sie kein Geld möchte, weil wir für sie arbeiten. Und das ist quasi jetzt indirekt ihre Legendary Quest, weil sie mit uns jetzt, keine Ahnung, Mörder fangen geht. Keine Ahnung. Can someone from the Special Patrol help you investigate?
Carrying out investigations isn't actually supposed to be our responsibility. Our job is to apprehend the perpetrators. Finding them is really up to the Marechaussee Phantom. You could say I'm taking part in the investigation out of personal interest. I don't want people to see muskets in a negative way, and also, I'm concerned about the similarity between the crimes and the story.
You mean they might be connected somehow?
I suspect so. Just to make myself clear, this is not an order, nor is it a deal of any kind. It's a request, nothing more. If you two have any interest in the case after we finish filming tomorrow and are willing to assist me, then I would be most grateful.
What do you think, Traveler?
It's already been quite a day. Let's give it some thought tomorrow.
Yeah, you're right. Paimon's getting a little tired too. We've really been hustling all day.
You'd better head back and get some rest. It's good to keep a calm mind, especially when you're about to make an important decision. Otherwise, when the moment comes, you might end up like that shopkeeper and not even realize that the right choice is right there in front of you.
The crack of muskets breaking the silence. Quest completed. Ah, okay. Ja gut, 110 Minuten. 110 Minuten. 70 Minuten. Fiction and Reality, Inside the Outside the Frame. Was? Inside and Outside the Frame. So, ich brauche irgendeinen Ort, wo ich nicht das Event trigger. Ah, ich habe hier noch die Daily Quest. Oh, scheiße. Ja gut, dann gehe ich da direkt hin. Okay, ich habe 2 Daily Quests. Und jetzt sehe ich schon mit der Import, dann kann ich auch beide mitnehmen. Gut. Und dann habe ich das fertig und... Oh, scheiße. Ich habe doch noch mehr, glaube ich, oder? Ich muss eventuell noch ein TGC-Match machen. Jetzt wird's ekelhaft. Kann ich auch schneller schwimmen? Hm. So. Zack. Ja, mit dem Bogen ist das sehr easy und direkt. Gut, was habe ich noch? Ah, weil ich jetzt in Kampf bin, kann ich das Ding nicht nutzen, oder was? Ja, habe ich sonst noch irgendwas gehabt, was ich erwähnen müsste? Nö. Nicht wirklich. Morgen werde ich dann Ori wahrscheinlich beenden und Akt 2 noch spielen und dann mal gucken, ob ich noch was anderes morgen mache oder nicht. Oh. Ja gut. Hätte ich gar nicht machen müssen, aber die mache ich jetzt trotzdem, weil die ist, glaube ich, halbwegs neu. That should do it. I hope these materials will actually be useful. Are you still organizing files? Oh, pleasure to see you, Honorary Senior Researcher. That's correct. I'm continuing to organize the documents and files according to Mr. Raimondo's instructions. Wait, haven't we... This place is huge. It's way too much work for one person. Why didn't he assign anyone to... Oder habe ich die auch schon gemacht? The Research Institute has many pressing matters to deal with. It's normal that there's no one available to help me. And you're a director too. You mean my title is the Fontaine Research Institute? Material Retrieval Project Director? Sir, please don't mock me so. In that what way I'm actually a director. From the very beginning I've been no more than an ordinary staffer responsible for organizing files. After Mr. Mondo assigned me here to organize the files, I was suddenly informed of my new title. Someone said this was Mr. Chauzel's idea. Apparently he thinks that since our work is so onerous, keine Ahnung, giving us a chance will make providing additional compensation easier. Ah, don't tell anyone else. How could I? How could I just say it out loud like that? I'm the silent type, relax. That sounds not bad at all, das hatten wir alle schon mal. After all, it's fair, But why? The seems powerful occurs here at the Research Institute. Ja, more understand, thinking. There's too much to do. Only... Ach, das ist die Putzaufgabe. Ach so. Ja gut, okay, dann, ja. Wie ist die Quest jetzt? Science of Data Management. Mhm. Klingt das was? Okay, ja, ich mache jetzt einfach zu Ende durch und dann ist egal. Passt schon. Thanks for your help, hier, bla bla bla. On Research, ja. Gut, hatten wir auch schon die Quest. Gut. Das ist die Putzquest gewesen. Was habe ich hier? Überhaupt schon irgendwas? Nö. Achso. Hä? Achso, da. Go to Quest. Ja. Einmal kurz bis 8 Uhr warten, damit ich das schon mal triggern kann. Scheiße. Muss ich noch länger warten? So.
It's finally time to meet up with everyone. Paimon even dreamt of making the film last night. If Paimon remembers right, we're meeting at Hotel de Boer. Let's get going.
Okay, zumindest ein Ort, wo ich nicht random reinlaufen kann, aus Versehen. Das ist schon mal gut. Das halbe Team ist schon wieder tot. Na klasse. Das ist doppelt so lange mit Forinas Heal. Gut. Dann habe ich das und das und das gemacht. Dann schnell noch nach Mondstadt zum Cat's Tail und gucken, wer da jetzt hockt. Und ich glaube, ich musste da sogar hin. Hat mir das wieder aufgespart zu lang. Oder habe ich das irgendwann letzte Woche... Ne, letzte Woche war... Ja. Habe ich das irgendwann noch gemacht? Jetzt habe ich es noch gemacht. Enter Cat's Tail. Das habe ich Montagabend gemacht, nach dem Stream. Kann das sein? Okay, nee, Shangling sitzt drinne. Habe ich Shangling schon? Moment. Kurz, Genshin TTC. CCC. Ne, X. Shangling. Okay, die habe ich schon gemacht. Gut. Die ist als gemacht notiert. Das heißt, wieso ist jetzt auf einmal OBS auf dem Hauptmonitor? Das heißt, ich muss heute mich um keinen Kampf hier kümmern, dann bin ich ja doch fertig für heute. Nice. So. Ja, Daily Commission Reward, bla. Gut. Dann haben wir es 10 vor. Man hat 10 Minuten länger, 12 Minuten länger, als ich wollte, aber egal. Den kann ich jetzt noch ein Video gucken, anfangen. Und noch ein paar andere Sachen machen, die mir vielleicht noch einfallen. Muss ich noch irgendwas machen? Eigentlich kann ich auch direkt ins Bett gehen. Wobei vor 4 schlafe ich eh nicht. Also ja, ich kann bis halb 4 eigentlich machen. Naja, was soll's. So, I'd like something made. Will ich irgendwas gemacht haben? Weiß ich gar nicht. Nicht wirklich, oder? Ich hab genug Ärzte. Scheiß drauf. Du läufst noch weiter, genauso wie der Transformator. Ja, in 8 Stunden, also immer gegen Mitternacht, nachdem ich aufgestanden bin. Resin ansammeln, ja, kann ich auch noch machen. Dupdi-dupdi-du. Weekly Boss hatte ich gemacht. Oder? Ja, wobei ich noch nach Leroy gehe. Ich poppe schon mal dahin, das kann ich nämlich gleich machen. Nach der Aufnahme. Dann kann ich nämlich gegen Level 20er oder 40er Child kämpfen. Hatte ich jetzt schon. Nee, ich hab die Dinge noch nicht angenommen, oder? Oder? Hatte ich jetzt die Daily Quests abgegeben? Moment. Ich hab doch extra den ausgerüstet. Piu Piu, hat sie echt gesagt? Okay, habe ich schon. Gut. Ist auch egal. Gut, dann habe ich für morgen die Quest und so weiter und so fort. Das habe ich auch noch. Das ist soweit geklärt. Das ist geklärt. Hier ist nichts, was interessant ist. Und hier auch nicht. Gut, denn, ja, beende ich jetzt die Aufnahme. Ich werde noch kurz den Abend, vor allem um 3 Uhr morgens, werde noch kurz die nächste halbe, dreiviertel Stunde für mich genießen. Und dann, ja. Ich habe gerade überlegt, noch einen Kakao zu trinken, aber ich habe keinen Bock, wieder die ganze Zeit auf Klo zu rennen, wie gestern. Also, ich sollte das sein lassen, glaube ich, oder? Ist, glaube ich, eine gute Idee. Ja, dann Piu Piu nochmal. Und ich werde übrigens Klee aus dem Team wieder rauspacken. Klee spielt sie aber echt so ekelhaft. Ich müsste echt mal gucken, ob... Was ist mit Klee als Plunge-Attacker mit Cloud Retainer? Irgendwie jeder Charakter, der irgendwie kacke zu spielen ist, aus den ersten Versionen, die kann man mit Cloud Retainer bestimmt gut spielen. Also im Plunge-Playstyle. Keine Stamina-Probleme. Zu Maya sie sowieso. Zumal man ja sowieso anscheinend Jump-Cancels macht. Und sie dann höher springt. Ist gar nicht mehr so langsam eigentlich ihre Normal Attacks, wenn man mit einem Walk cancelt. Okay, das ist vielleicht minimal schneller noch. Aber ich weiß nicht, dann lieber so. Ist aber echt ekelhaft zu spielen irgendwie, so. Naja, gut, keine Ahnung. Ja, Plunge-Playstyle ist vielleicht ganz interessant. Sie hat Kack-Multiplier. Ich glaube maximal 300% oder so aufgerundet. Aber, naja. Dafür hat sie noch einen Skill, aber ja, das Problem ist, glaube ich, mit Cloud Retainer, dass Vaporizing ist relativ knifflig, wenn man Furina dazu nimmt. Man muss ja nicht Furina unbedingt nehmen, aber in der Theorie. Das war nämlich die Theorie aktuell. Furina, Cloud Retainer, Diluc und Bennett. Bei Bennett wird es definitiv zu Pyro sein wahrscheinlich. Aber es wäre halt Highest Damage. In dem Moment. Man könnte auch theoretisch einfach... Könnte man... Ja, man könnte bestimmt auch Dingens nehmen. Aber wie heißt es? Nee, könnte man nicht wegen dem Burning Damage dann. Ich wollte gerade sagen, na hier dafür die M-Share, aber dann kann man auch Sucrose nehmen. Theoretisch kann man... Ja, theoretisch auch Doppler Nemo nehmen. Kasua, Cloud Retainer, Urina. Achso, ja gut, ja, mein Benefit nicht. Ist egal. Ich warte, bis sie draußen ist und gucke, was Leute so schreiben. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich wirklich nur für einen theoretischen Diluc-Playstyle wirklich sie haben wollen würde. Sie sieht nice aus. Ich meine, sie sieht aus Bayonetta, nur in Chinesisch irgendwie. Und ich habe für sie theoretisch auch eine Waffe. Also O-Swan Ice, glaube ich, relativ gut auf ihr, weil Attack, Substat und ER Passive nach dem E-Skill, was gut ist, würde ich behaupten. Davon kann sie extrem gut profitieren. Ihre eigene Waffe boostet Plunge Attacks und gibt ihr eher, wenn Plunge Attacks gemacht werden. Also, ansonsten ist es halt eine High Attack Waffe wie Shanhe. Ja. Aber lustig, dass die drei irgendwie, also Ganyu, Shanhe und sie, alle mit Attack irgendwie was anfangen können. Ganyu wegen Armausbau und so weiter und so fort. Und ja. Ist auch egal. Gut, jetzt habe ich lange genug gelabert. Wir haben es 2 vor 3. Ich mache jetzt hier Schluss und habe heute mehr als genug aufgenommen. Uff. Dementsprechend sage ich erstmal dann jetzt hier, oh Gott. Sage ich jetzt erstmal hier ciao und bis dann. Gut. Hä?